right when I was cleared, I was playing in games. So just trying to get back into practice and get those reps is really important for me just to, replicate that in the game. So I'm excited to be full go in practice today and from now on. So.
How's any pain at all, or what? How's first of all, what got you to the point where, hey, I need to get this thing cleaned out, and how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I had previous meniscus surgery in high school, and just over the years, it was a lot of wear and tear, and it was probably like that for like 2-3 years, but it just got really bad to the point where I was like really, really hurting. So I definitely knew I had to get an MRI and get all that done. But it's feeling a lot better now. Just it's under a lot of stress as I'm coming back, so just trying to control the swelling and my load management in practice. So it's kind of hard for me to sit out of some drills in practice, but I just got to be careful and take that into consideration for when I play.
Is there any part of your game that's still kind of catching back up to speed?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I haven't practiced for quite some time, so practice is really important, and that's where you get better, and that's where you get your confidence from in the game. So definitely getting back into that, and it's just my third game, and just trying to get into the flow and be with the team.
That was the first road game you guys actually faced this season so far, and I was much of Virginia Tech and kind of play a neutral site, but what was that kind of like going in, and how can that prepare you for future road tests in the Big Ten?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a heightened environment at Drake, and we were prepared for that. But more than anything, we were excited to be able to play in a state that values women's basketball the way that they do, and to have a sold-out crowd at Drake was super exciting. So I think more than anything, there was obviously always some nerves, but we were really excited to play in a road game like that.
I know 2 years ago in particular when you guys got to Dallas and were kind of reflecting on everything that had led to that, the non-conference results, the NC State loss and the trip to Portland and all that were viewed as very significant. I know this is a new team that does have some pieces that are kind of experiencing how a season flows for the first time. How much easier is it to emphasize that, what you did yesterday, what you did in Charlotte, those can kind of be the foundation for bigger goals, as the season wears on?
Yeah, we know how important each and every game is, whether it's a top 25 matchup or not. Everyone can have a day at any given moment. So, just building as we go, and it's such a new team that these wins are super important, and that gives us a lot of confidence going into the rest of the season. So, I think we're excited, and it did give us a lot of confidence, even whether people are playing 30, 40 minutes or they're not playing very many minutes. I think everyone's role is so important, and that definitely showed yesterday, and people were prepared to come off the bench.
Is this team undervalued, underrated at this point from the outside?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, we know what we have in our circle, and we're not too worried about that. We're fine with having the underdog mentality, and, everyone on this team works so hard. Like, everyone's in the gym. Everyone wants to be so good for each other. So I think that will really pay off in the long run. But right now, it is what it is, and we're not too worried about rankings.
You kind of had this unique set of years in this 4 years where you have the viewpoint of the underdog, but then also the viewpoint of the top dog. Having kind of that well-rounded experience with how much better and more focused can that make everything going into each game, knowing, that you guys have come at it from both sides now?
Yeah, I think all the players that have played here for 2-3 years have really gotten that experience, all the moments with Caitlin and, changing into a new era this year. I think it's really good, like, learning how to play with Caitlin and having all that pressure and eyes on us to turn into the underdogs, and I think that's a good thing. Like, we don't mind it. We know what we have, and we know what we can do.
Coaches mentioned how this team is young in terms of experience in big games, playing in big games. Comparing the last neutral site game, how much more prepared, how much more mature is this team going into Wednesday?
Yeah, I think we're very prepared. Like I said earlier, I think obviously there is nerves going into every game because you want to perform so well, but more than anything, it was just the excitement. Like, we're excited to be able to have fans that support us the way that they do, and, you know, even going into Drake and having all the Drake fans boo us, like that's so cool to be able to have people that care so much about women's basketball.
Plenty of Let's Go Hawks breaking out in the Knapp Center, though. Did that give you guys any extra energy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know Hawk fans travel so well, so anytime we get the chance to hear them when, you know, we have that win secured is it's pretty cool.
What are you seeing out of Addie that maybe you hadn't seen the last 3 years?
I'd say just the confidence piece. I think I've known that she's had that skill set since her freshman year, and, you know, coming in and having that starting role and really performing well out of the jump. We all are pouring into her, and I think she's really playing to the best of her potential, and I'm super excited for her, but I think just maintaining that confidence is really important. That's a big piece to her game.
Beyond just, you know, re-emphasizing it and having it be more prevalent, what do you feel like defensively is working so well for you guys here in the early going?
Yeah, I think, in the past years, we know that we have Caitlin on our team. She's going to put up like 30 points a game, and that's not necessarily true for this year, and we really do have to rely on our defense probably a bit more than last year. But we're just getting after it. I think Coach Sean and Coach Reyna have really emphasized the importance of defense, and, you know, having good defense turns into our transition offense, which is the best part of our game and how we score most of our points. So that's a big emphasis, and really just getting after it. Like, we have a young team, and maybe you mess up some of our defensive principles, but if you're working hard and you are going after it as hard as you can, then that mistake isn't going to be known.
I think it was second quarter, you guys held them, I think, without a field goal for about 7 minutes. How much can you see the frustration in opponents when that happens, and how much does that kind of breed that defensive confidence that you guys are leaning on right now?
Yeah, that's huge. We always talk about getting kills, which is 3 stops in a row, and you know, just putting a lot of focus and energy into our defense has been really important, and we do that every day in practice. So to see that turn out and, you know, maybe only some points in the game, but especially during that second quarter is super important. It definitely gives us confidence in what we can do on defense.